Princess Diana's most inspiring quotes. Hailed as the people's princess, the world undoubtedly fell in love with Princess Diana as she quickly became one of the most influential royal figures to date. On love. I don't go by the rule book. I lead from the heart, not the head. If you find someone you love in your life, then hang on to that love. The biggest disease in this day and age is that of people feeling unloved. Hugs can do great amounts of good. I went to the school and put it to William, particularly, that if you find someone you love in life, you must hang on to it, and look after it, and if you were lucky enough to find someone who loved you, then you must protect it. Family is the most important thing in the world. I want my boys to have an understanding of people's emotions, their insecurities, people's distress, and their hopes and dreams. Carry out a random act of kindness, with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you. Anywhere I see suffering, that is where I want to be, doing what I can. Everyone has the potential to give something back. People think that at the end of the day a man is the only answer. Actually, a fulfilling job is better for. When you are happy you can forgive a great deal. I like to be a free spirit. Some don't like that. But that's the way I am. One mistake does not have to rule a person's entire life. When you are tempted to give up, your breakthrough is probably just around the corner. You can suffer the pain of change or suffer remaining the way you are. Courage is fear that has said its prayers and decided to go forward anyway. When you are in a storm, remember that the rough weather won't last forever. It's never too late for a new beginning in your life. Don't give up, the finish line is closer than you think it is. We all face storms in life. Some are more difficult than others, but we all go through trials and tribulation. That's why we have the gift of faith. Nobody can be set free from a problem until they're willing to admit they have one. There are no drive-through breakthroughs. Breakthroughs take time. There are no drive-through breakthroughs. Breakthroughs take time. I may not be where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. Choosing an attitude of faith will release peace out of your spirit and into your soul. God's mercy is fresh and new every morning. The Bible says to fear not, but this doesn't mean you should never feel scared. It means when you do feel fear, keep going forward and do what you are supposed to do. Or as I like to say, do it afraid. I may not be where I need to be, but I thank God I am not where I used to be. God sometimes allows us to feel anger so we'll recognize when we're being mistreated. But even when we experience true injustices in our lives, we must not vent our anger in an improper way. Just because you go to church doesn't mean you're a Christian. I can go sit in the garage all day and it doesn't make me a car. An affirmation to say every day, the healing power of God is working in me right now. Every day I get better and better in every way. Instead of judging people, we need to pray. Spending time with God is the key to our strength and success in all areas of life. Be sure that you never try to work God into your schedule, but always work your schedule around Him. Many people feel so pressured by the expectations of others that it causes them to be frustrated, miserable and confused about what they should do. But there is a way to live a simple, joy-filled, peaceful life, and the key is learning how to be led by the Holy Spirit. Not the traditions or expectations of man. Do yourself a favor and forgive anyone that has anything against you. Do it as an act of faith and trust God to change and heal your emotions. Pray for your enemies and never say another unkind thing about them. It is the only way you can move past the pain and begin to heal. Do yourself a favor and forgive anyone that has anything against you. Do it as an act of faith and trust God to change and heal your emotions. Pray for your enemies and never say another unkind thing about them. It is the only way you can move past the pain and begin to heal. Have God make a message out of your mess. Spiritual people don't float around all day on clouds of glory, they live in the real world and deal with real issues in real ways. No matter what has happened to you in the past or what is going on in your life right now, it has no power to keep you from having an amazingly good future if you will walk by faith in God. Is all anger sin? No, but some of it is. Even God himself has righteous anger against sin. Injustice, rebellion and pettiness. If we are not thinking, hoping or asking for anything, we are cheating ourselves. We need to think big thoughts, hope for big things, and ask for big things. The great thing about an attitude is that it's yours and you can change it. Strive for excellence, not perfection, because we don't live in a perfect world. Forgive the person who badly hurt you long ago and also the stranger who stepped on your toe in the grocery store. Patience is not the ability to wait but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. You cannot live your life just based on what everyone else thinks. Just because you can't see it yet, doesn't mean it's not on its way. Many sophisticated, intelligent people lack wisdom and common sense. We need a backbone, not a wishbone. When you forgive, you must cancel the debt. Do not spend your life paying and collecting debts. Love gives life purpose and meaning. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what others think of them. Anytime we step out boldly to make changes, we take a chance that we might fail. But the only way to get better is to try. If your inner life is not producing what you would like on the outside, don't be discouraged, just be willing to change. Change is always tough. Even for those who see themselves as agents of change, the process of starting a new thing can cause times of disorientation, uncertainty, and insecurity. There are two kinds of pain, the pain of change and the pain of never changing and remaining the same. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. You can't change what you don't acknowledge and confront head-on with faith in God and a determination to get the job done. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. The only way anything ever changes for better or worse, is when we choose to change it. Nothing in life has meaning except the meaning that
it might be something as simple as changing your mindset or finding joy in the little things, but Meyer's positive vibes are there to give you that much-needed boost. It is impossible to be both selfish and happy. 80% of people's problems are about how they feel about themselves. Happiness is not a feeling, it is a choice. To be happy, one must choose to be happy, not respond to a circumstance that now controls your happiness. Happiness is not a feeling, it is a choice. To be happy, one must choose to be happy. Not respond to a circumstance that now controls your happiness. Our joy does not have to be based on our circumstances. If you can't learn to enjoy your life when you have problems, you may never enjoy it because we'll always have problems. Being negative only makes a difficult journey more difficult. You may be given a cactus but you don't have to sit on it. You cannot have a positive life and a negative mind. Stop being tormented by everyone else's reaction to you. Focus on giving smiles away and you will always discover that your own smiles will always be in great supply. There's no happier person than a truly thankful, content person. Wisdom is doing now what you are going to be happy with later on. It's so important to realize that every time you get upset, it drains your emotional energy. Losing your cool makes you tired. Getting angry a lot messes with your health. Learn how to enjoy where you are on the way to where you're going. Depression begins with disappointment. When disappointment festers in our soul, it leads to discouragement. Apart from attitude, hope and mindset also plays an important role in how we form and grow our character, as it's only with hope that we can strive for something better. Character is doing what you don't want to do but know you should do. Joyce Meyer quotes, "Character is doing what you don't want to do but know you should do." Joyce Meyer quotes on fear. Joyce Meyer quotes power thoughts. Joyce Meyer quotes on happiness. Hope is a favorable and confident expectation. It's an expectant attitude that something good is going to happen and things will work out, no matter what situation we're facing. You can be pitiful, or you can be powerful, but you can't be both. Watch out for the joy stealers, gossip, criticism, complaining, fault-finding, and a negative, judgmental attitude. Try a thing you haven't done 3 times. Once to get over the fear of doing it. Twice to learn how to do it. And a 3rd time to figure out whether you like it or not. The eagle has no fear of adversity. We need to be like the eagle and have the fearless spirit of a conqueror. Humble people ask for help. Mercy is the stuff you give to people that don't deserve it. Frustration is a sign I am acting independently. The more you try your own way, the tighter the doors will stay closed. A positive attitude gives you power over your circumstances instead of your circumstances having power over you. Humility is not something that comes naturally, but it is a cardinal virtue that should be pursued more than any other. Joyce Meyer Relationship Quotes. Joyce Meyer has some thought-provoking quotes on relationships that make us reflect on how we interact with others. From admitting our faults and making a conscious effort to see the good in people, to being willing to step outside of our comfort zones. Joyce Meyer reminds us that investing in positive relationships takes hard work but is ultimately worth it. Not to say Joyce suggests life should be all peace and harmony. Her quotes also remind us that not everyone is going to get along with each other, which can be an important lesson in understanding human nature. Joyce Meyer's wise words on relationships provide invaluable advice for navigating the complicated web of interpersonal interactions. We can improve our relationships with others by leaps and bounds if we become encouragers instead of critics. Don't try to change someone, love them just the way they are. Acceptance is one of the greatest forms of love. Relationships are like a dance. If one partner doesn't know how to lead, the dance will be chaotic and messy. Relationships are like a dance. If one partner doesn't know how to lead, the dance will be chaotic and messy. Accept each other exactly as you are right now, and commit to being better together tomorrow. The secret of having a good relationship with anyone is accepting that they're always changing, just like you are. Trust and faith bring joy to life and help relationships grow to their maximum potential. When you stop expecting people to be perfect, you can like them for who they are. Is there any real purpose in being alive if all we are going to do is get up every day and live only for ourselves? Live your life to help others. Give and live selflessly. Compliment people. Magnify their strengths, not their weaknesses. Joyce Meyer quotes, compliment people. Magnify their strengths, not their weaknesses. Joyce Meyer quotes on trusting God. Joyce Meyer quotes on love. Joyce Meyer quotes on love. The best way to get along with people is to not expect them to be like you. Loving someone is not about making them perfect, it's about understanding their imperfections and loving them anyway. Real love means giving someone else more power over your emotions than you have yourself.